Welcome, folks. Today, the topic of interest is three things to take away from Kanye West's documentary Genius. So, I've only watched part one so far. Part two's come out today, and I'm inspired. So, I've made it known that Kanye West is one of my biggest inspirations in regards to getting things done. When you look at his life and you look at the trajectory, he's fulfilled everything that he said he would do, which is just crazy, man. There's nothing more powerful than that, saying you're going to do something and then completing and doing it. So in this documentary, it shows his come up. So it shows from when he was like a producer who wanted to become a rapper and his transition from that. So in the early days, if you don't know Kanye's story, in the early days, he was seen as a producer. So he wanted to rap, he wanted to like make his own albums, but people weren't taking him seriously. So the first part of the series of the documentary shows the come up and shows the persistence in that. Now, the first thing that stood out to me in that was the importance of self-belief. You gotta believe in yourself before anybody else will believe in you. And Kanye is the embodiment of self-belief. So there was one key moment in there in the documentary where it shows that he's made like a couple songs that were later going to be in his first album. So he goes into the record label and he goes and he starts playing the music for people. So he's playing like All Falls Down, which is like one of the greatest hits that he's ever made. So he plays it. Nobody's paying attention. Like, he's playing it, nobody's listening, nobody seems to care. And there's a moment where it looks a little bit despondent, he's a little bit disappointed. But he keeps going, he keeps going, he keeps going, he keeps finding different ways to try and get more people to listen, to try and get people to acknowledge his work so that he can get signed by somebody. And it's inspirational. And I thought, okay, in regards to self-belief, what is it that makes up self-belief? What is required for a person to have self-belief? And the key component of self-belief is to have self-trust. You must come to a point where you believe what you're saying. You have to trust your own word. And to trust your own word, you have to come to a point where you keep the promises you make to yourself. So all the small promises you make, it's important that you keep them. Keep them to yourself, because your mind is always keeping score. What many people struggle with is that when they have a goal or they say that they want something, their mind doesn't believe them. Like, you've seen all those people who make those New Year's resolutions, like, I'm going to get fit this year. But then the mind's going, no, you won't. You won't do it. Why? Because it doesn't believe the words, because the mind remembers all the times you said you were going to do something and you didn't follow through. It remembers all the small promises that you didn't keep to yourself. Now, to be able to gain that self-trust, it's something that you can easily build, and it starts off with you keeping small promises to yourself. So you're going to start off with small things and work your way up. So what's that look like? That could be like this: keeping a small promise to yourself to say, like, you know what? I will make my bed when I get out of my bed in the morning. I will brush my teeth twice a day. Small things like that, they matter. I will wake up before 8 a.m. on a weekday. These small promises that you keep to yourself, every time you follow through with what you say that you're going to do, you're building that element of self-trust. You're building that feeling of self-efficacy, the belief that you can generate a particular desired end outcome. So that's how you do it. Now, in regards to Kanye, where does his self-belief come from? Where does it come from? A lot of it came down from the work that he's done. So he's been producing beats daily, rapping, practicing daily, over and over and over again. And when you put in a significant amount of work, it results in belief, it results in confidence, right? The only result can be confidence. You feel confident when you've done the work. When you haven't done the work and you know in the back of your mind, I haven't done everything that I can to move myself forward, you're going to feel fearful. So do the work. So that's the first thing. Self-belief is important, because when you believe in yourself, when you've done the work behind closed doors, it's magnetic and other people will believe in you. And that's how it turned out for Kanye. People believed in him because he believed in himself. He did what he needed to do. The second thing that stood out to me was the importance of helping yourself. So when I'm talking about you helping yourself, what I'm talking about is you moving yourself forward. So if there's something that you want in life, there's a particular outcome that you want to start moving and doing things to move yourself forward. What a lot of people tend to do is they rely on other people to try save them. They look up to the heavens hoping that the white knight's going to come and, zap away their problems. Newsflash, nobody's coming to save us, man. Nobody's coming to save us. You've got to participate and save yourself. And the thing is that once you get yourself moving, once you start doing things, and once people see that you're taking action to try move yourself forward, to try better your situation, people will be willing to help you. People are more willing to help you when they see that you're willing to help yourself. Right? It's kind of like this. It's kind of like, let's say, when a person breaks down by the side of the road. When a person breaks down by the side of the road, they're more likely to get people to come out and help them push the car along when they see them pushing their own car along. When you're busy pushing your car at the side of the road, somebody say, oh, look, that guy's broken down, let's pull over and help. But if you just sit there on the sidelines with your hand out, most people will go past you. So you gotta help yourself, and that's what Kanye did. He was helping himself. He was showing his music to loads of different producers. He was getting in touch with loads of different TV stations to get them to try listen to his music. So he was helping himself. And when you help yourself, the help comes. It'll come. The next thing as well is to study your industry. So study things astutely. So if there's a particular dream that you want, so this is more specific if there's a dream or particular end outcome that you want. So you want to be a photographer, or you want to be a musician, or you want to create a business. You want to study your industry. You want to see where it's going. You want to see where the gap in the market is, and then fulfill the need that's going to be in the gap. So what Kanye did was, at the time when the music was, well, at the time in the music industry, the rap industry, what people liked was they liked gangster rap. So they liked hearing about people getting popped, people, people popping off. People were into that type of music. But what Kanye did, what was different, was he wanted to talk about real life issues. He didn't want to just talk about violence. So he wanted to bridge the gap that was missing. And as a result, by speaking about real life issues, it's opened and paved the way for music like today. So loads of the different artists that you like right now, or if you're into hip hop, have been influenced by Kanye in a big way. If Kanye didn't do what he did, you wouldn't have a Drake, you wouldn't have a Travis Scott, you wouldn't have all these different type of artists. And so he paved the way. So by studying his industry and understanding what would make him different and what would make him stand out, and because he was different, it catapulted him. He wasn't talking about the same thing. So study your industry, study things out, and anticipate where things are going. So those are the three things that I took away, which I thought were fantastic. So one, believe in yourself. So that starts off with you keeping the small promises you make to yourself. Number two, help yourself. Do the things you need to do to move yourself forward. Because when people see that you're helping yourself out, they will be willing to help you. And number three, to study your industry. So study it, see where it's going, anticipate where things are going to go, and then fulfill that need. That's the video done. Peace.